Just call me Angel in the morning. Angel. Oh, Colin Kaepernick causing a stir. Donald Trump going in on folk. Revolution. Revolution. It's a huge disconnect between the government and the people. Huge, huge disconnect. People want one thing, the government doesn't care. You know, I'm saying football is taking a turn for the political. Let's restate the facts here. People weren't standing for the national anthem all the way up until like 2005 when the military got involved. And that's simply because the military they paid the NFL to have a military presence during the games. Paid them like $5 million, more than that. They paid them. This is a fact. People didn't stand during the national anthem all the time. They did whatever. But as soon as the military got involved with the NFL, now it's the right thing to do. Well, that wasn't what you were doing all these years. If you don't believe me, go back and look at film of the national anthem back in the 60s and 70s. And you're going to see people doing whatever they want. You got people talking about you need to put your hand over your heart and pledge allegiance to the flag. Well, to some people, putting your hand over your heart is a target for the police. It's very true. Look how many people have died by the police. See how many cops have went to jail for it. Now you got one person who made a statement. I think Sanchez says Pittsburgh is not going to go to the championship because they didn't stand for the... Actually, Pittsburgh did an even bolder move. Pittsburgh decided we're not even coming out of the locker room. Oh, listen. I wouldn't advise that. They had one person standing there for the national anthem. Some big line man. Huge dude. I'm going to tell you something, Pittsburgh. I'm from there. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have never advised y'all to stay in the locker room. But let's think about that, Pittsburgh. See, teams didn't always come out during the national anthem. I think some of them actually stayed in the locker room during the national anthem. And then they came out. And you can go and look at films and you can see this. Teams they didn't actually come out. Now, the reason why I said I wouldn't advise it is because, let's just get it straight. The people pay the salary. If we don't watch it, in some shape, form, or fashion, if it's not being watched, then, money goes down. And now the ratings are going down. Okay, so to the point of Pittsburgh not winning the championship because they didn't come out of the locker room, you can get a real good spin doctor on this and have the people really look at it your way, Pittsburgh. You can bring back all the facts, which is simply state that, hey, this isn't what we done before. We just decided to bring back an old practice of not even coming out because we don't even want to be involved in this brouhaha. We don't want to seem disrespectful, but we got players who want to kneel. We got players who don't want to kneel. And it's like, you know what? We're just going to stay out of it. You know? We're just going to stay out of it. So we decided not to even come out. And this has been done before. We just deemed it a safe thing to do. Which is the side I would take if I was Pittsburgh. However, Pittsburgh, I would get out in front of this. Immediately. I wouldn't just lay back and say, I don't understand. Who cares what the people think? Screw them. They only pay our salary. I wouldn't do that. I would get out in front of it, and I would get a publicist out in front of it and/or lawyer. Sometimes they're both now. And I would just get out in front of this thing and say, this is what we did, and this is why we did it. You know, they are America's greatest franchise, football franchise. That's it. Pittsburgh is the greatest there is. And you guys can argue that as much as you want. Now, Pittsburgh is the greatest franchise, but Dallas is the most popular. And that's only because of that stupid show that they had on and because of the cheerleaders. Back in the day, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were the most popular cheerleaders out, period. And Pittsburgh doesn't have any cheerleaders. Noah was like, we don't need them. And I didn't blame them. They're a distraction more than anything. They don't help you at all. They don't. Am I a fan of cheerleaders? Not really. Not when it comes to going to battle. No. You know, these guys mostly married and have beautiful girlfriends. They can cheer for them. Their kids can cheer for them. Get the cheerleaders off the field. That's the way I look at it. So do I believe that just because Pittsburgh wasn't out there, during the whole national anthem? No. Do I believe that's going to stop them from winning the big one? No, I don't believe that. It was the most aggressive move we've seen so far. Other teams might take note, follow suit. It might become a thing. It might become a thing. Who knows? I'm hoping that doesn't become like, I hope it doesn't stigmatize and, people don't take it personally and it cripples Pittsburgh's chance. I'm hoping not, but the whole NFL is taking an L now because the ratings are going down. I believe those ratings will go right back up. But I also believe if America doesn't want to watch football, then, somebody else will. Listen, they were even taking a knee in Europe. It's not like America is the only country. It's not like our money is the only revenue. The NFL can go somewhere else, and they will prosper. That's all there's to it. Why? Because people want to see other people run into each other at breakneck speed and, possibly knock somebody out. It's the old Olympian gladiator sport. Everybody wants to see it. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Boy, Tone 202, man, God loves you. Focus on him.